Starting this session, I felt like a fat piece of shit. I sat all day editing videos. When Coach Steve sends me a message to train, I'm all over it. Boxing, I suck at it. I mean, sometimes I can look pretty good on camera, but what I need is more sparring. This mitt work, though, I like it. I feel like it can be done as a mental exercise, a communication, but as a functional warm-up, a way to get the mind and the body going. It's friggin' incredible. Boxing mitt work can be a lot of things. A diagnostic tool, a way to work on precision, and so on. But here, it's a kind of purposeful warm-up for things to come. Uh-oh, karate. I mean, it can really be a lot of things, but the way the Machitas do it, it's more like a strike, or in Pikiti Tertia, a hack. It could be a kind of JKD interception. Whatever you want to call it, it's a good support system for the reliable high cover. I believe that both the high cover and the low line block are instinctive. Here's an experiment. Try to punch anyone in the balls or slap them in the face. Now they may be late to the party, but there's a good chance they naturally attempt a low block or a high cover. No technique is without its flaws, and the low block can be a risky proposition for some conditions and a lifesaver in others. I'm not stacking too many chips on it, but training it in this way gets my mind going. Predictability is regulated based on what the coach wants to see more improvement on. An increase in predictability usually means an increase in technical awesomeness, and of course vice versa. But hey, don't get the wrong message. It's probably not a good idea to block a low-line punch. Just take that shit. If you know it's a punch, the risk of getting smashed in the face is too high to chase it. So, high cover. But what if it wasn't just a punch? What if a punch was actually a stab? So here comes that low line block again. There's a lot of ways to do it and a lot of names to call it. What's important is the read, the timing, the follow-up. They need to be on point, or that point is going to be in you. On the topic of nonlinear progression, use predictability or lack of it as a diagnostic tool. That's what I feel he was doing here. Slower when I'm shit, and faster and more unpredictable when I can get my shit together.
This arm. Okay, evade it.
Next progression, evasion, my favorite. In this progression, I could choose to get in and out of trouble, but I still need to face the music. So much of this, maybe all of this, is attribute building. It's not a tactic. Otherwise, heck, I'd run away. Here we go. The same side parry to counter. Sometimes I think this is some fancy kung fu master move, but somehow boxers do it all the time. Under a bladed condition, scary stuff. So in this mixed progression, even though there's a knife present, I actually feel like I'm working more of a boxing appropriate tactic. But then, oh shit. Damn that low line thrust, and all of a sudden, I'm at the craps table again. Block low and risk a knockout shot to the head. High cover and risk the presence of a blade going in the low line. Neither are guarantees nor death sentences. But in training, in a progression, my brain gets to flex a little bit. At progression 6, we get to play a little bit, bring it all together. Again, this progression has built-in diagnostic and correction tools. And once again, that is predictability. To be clear, you can do the same 2 punches over and over again and still be unpredictable. Heck, a boxing coach can ask you to just jab and still present multi-layered unpredictability in mitt work. In so many drill progressions, the focus can sometimes feel like a memory test. I mean, it looks impressive, but up to a certain point, memory becomes the primary attribute being developed. So keep things simple, keep the counts low, and try pushing the attributes you're meant to develop. Progression 7. Punching and then punching again. Sometimes trapping or indexing or whatever you want to call it, this isn't a fight simulation. But indexing and trapping are like these bridges between striking and control opportunities. Indexing is super important. It's on the same branch of study as sensitivity training. That one's for you, Wing Chun! Anyway, this next progression accounts for a lot of what we do at the boudoir. Pushing the limitations of the reactionary gap. Being too close, staying in the pocket, and reacting behind the 8 ball. All you gotta do for this progression is increase the speed and unpredictability of whatever you were already doing. This progression is fun. It is mentally draining. Now, if you're doing it right, there should be a high potential for error here. And when that happens, it's important to slow it down, even for a moment. Remember, unpredictability and changes in rhythm and cadence stimulate the brain. It keeps the gun at the low ready. But it's still a showdown, and the other guy will always get to draw first. This progression ends with a brand new challenge. 2 strikes now, before a counter. Now I gotta manage an initial strike and a trajectory or line change before countering. This ends the session.